And we also love to hate Google sometimes, but just because we love it doesn't mean it's a monopoly. Talk a little bit about the dangers of maybe where you think the DOJ is going with this lawsuit.
Yeah, well, this really is a radical case because what it's trying to do is really not follow the law, but make new law, because the standard antitrust law for the past 40 years has been the consumer welfare standard,
right,
which is an objective standard that was first really established by Judge Robert Bork, who is actually, I was privileged to have him as both a friend and a constituent here in Virginia. And that was a standard that was followed not only by Republican administrations during the Reagan administration and Bush 1 and Bush 2, but by the Clinton administration and the Obama administration. And so it was objective. It was an economic standard. You looked at the consumer welfare and whether consumers were harmed. And obviously, when you look at Google, I mean, people like Google because it's helpful. You have competition in the whole search engine. I was just looking where Yelp is saying they've had one of their best quarters in the second quarter of 2023. If you look at your phones, if you want to have a different search engine, a couple of clicks and you can have a different one. I have several search engines on my phone. You probably do too, but most people like Google and use it because it's very helpful. And it's become the go-to search engine because it's constantly innovating, but it's in a very competitive environment.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's spot on.
If you were to, there's no harm here. So wasting all the government resources on this case is really misguided. And that's why you've had the Justice Department, as well as the FTC, Lena Khan is a very liberal professor. She's been pursuing similar cases and she's been losing because it's not following this, good economic standard that Judge Robert Bork set out, 40 years ago.
Right.